Alrighty. There we go. Visually, what's going on? How's your day going? You're having a great day. Was shopping stressful? Oh, were you getting some groceries or? Were you doing some online shopping, or did you like have to go somewhere to do shopping? Standard stuff. Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't really. I'm pretty stocked up right now, but eventually I'll have to go out there. Gonna be warm here tomorrow. It's gonna finally warm up. I think permanently too. Pretty excited about that. Coolio! Whoa, what the? Hey Coolio, how's it going? Hey Mr. Furrows. How's it going? How's it going? I myself cannot complain. Checking from time to time if you're streaming today. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to, like I said, I do want to get this project done. This painting army thing done. It's been sitting around for like years, not years, but maybe like a year and a half. And I need to just like get it done. So that's why I'm like, we are definitely doing it. You're starting the weapon gunmetal color, I assume? Yeah. I'm kind of like doing the... I'm kind of doing the shading for it, so it's not just like this bright metal color. I'm kind of working the other way backwards. There are some people who can simulate metallic look without using a metallic paint, but I can't, so this is the way I do it. I use metal and then I kind of do not a wash. I'm not doing a wash, but kind of like I'm trying, like I'm simulating kind of like if you put a wash on it and let that kind of sink in, like I am sort of doing that. What's up, my fan? What's going on, buddy? How's Britonia? What new thing have you eaten? That's the advantage of thin paint. It takes longer, but it looks better. You know, yeah, it's like the thing is I don't think thinner automatically means better, but there's like a right consistency where things start to land just right, and it's like very control, like the dryness and the amount of paint you have, like everything kind of comes together, and it just like it's just going on like very, very good and controllably. And yeah, I basically, yes, you want to water down paints. I have noticed sometimes when I over water it down, it's like it doesn't, you're making it turns into like these little puddles that don't have any paint in them, kind of. So there's like a little bit of a balance game, but yeah, it's definitely like more watered down. The more watered down generally means you're gonna have a more refined final product, but it does take like a lot of rendering time, and you have to be like one of these like people that's like willing to sit there and kind of do that. But you do get a nice result. I'm gonna let the dog in really quick. It's usually, it's just the usual thing over here. Oh, gotcha. You have more spatial gradations, not like cell shading. You know, I have seen some people do cell shaded style orcs, and they actually turned out really neat looking. They did like those heavy lines, and actually looked really good. Let me let the dog in and get myself some water. I'll be right back. Getting warmer out there. Definitely getting warmer out there. I have a good cell shading model kit. I need to find a photo. I have a good cell shading model kit. I ate my second pudding that cannot be named. That's why this hobby takes so much time. Oh, just rendering out. Yeah, it is like a very time-consuming hobby, but sometimes, yeah, sometimes it is. But at the same time, I feel like every hobby, like if you're into it, you're into it. I do think it's like weird how some people like have like I've been very passive about this hobby, but I just don't see how people can find the time to like have multiple armies and stuff. It would take years and years, and it just feels like with how long it's taken me to like get into it and paint some units, it's like you'd have to be like very on top of it. You know what I mean? Like if you wanted to be a Warhammer kind of enthusiast, and you wanted to have a multi-army thing and stuff like that, it would take quite a bit of time and resources to kind of get everything painted up to a decent level. I mean, it really is kind of really time consuming. I saw pudding pics. I edited in. Yep. You saw the pudding pics. I think I did see that. Future Oil says, "What the? Boros, would you do me a favor? Look into the camera with your glasses and say, time to do the rubato." Okay. Well, I don't feel like doing that, but thank you for the I do appreciate the suggestion. I do appreciate the suggest. I need to go get another brush. I don't know how, but I just kind of ruined this one. It's like they won't stay together now. The little bristles won't stay as one. There's a little deformation on that rifle. There's like a little... Not even sure what that is. Like a little plastic, whatever that is. I should have, man, really wish I would have noticed a lot of this stuff. Like, you can't really notice until the primer's on there. It's like the primer really exposes like all the little flaws, and then it's like kind of too, so not too late, but it just takes a lot of time to go back and fix stuff. Once you got too much stuff on there, it's like it's gonna take forever to kind of fix that. If you want to be really like controlling about it, which I do like when I paint. I'm very like probably lean. When I say I lean more towards meticulousness. I mean, compared to the general population, I think in terms of like good painters that are actually good painters, like probably not that great. But if you just take the general population that's into Warhammer, and I've seen, you know, paint jobs of the sort of the average person, and you go, you know. So I think I'm pretty meticulous, but man, there's just so much stuff to fix sometimes on these models with the seam lines. And I guess it's kind of my fault for not being more at seeing it, but I think these water bottle caps are just fantastic for this kind of stuff. They should give those characters away for free, then buy them back from Wii U when you finish painting them. Well, that's not how they do it. They don't do it like that, but yeah, that would be cool. It's actually kind of a pretty expensive hobby, Warhammer. Not for me, because I mostly paint other people's stuff, but time to do the Roboto Aggregator, Mr. Robot House. I'm not super familiar with what you guys are talking about, but I believe you that it is indeed time to do the Roboto. There's some pretty big and popular channels on the on YouTube that do like those plastic models where they build like military like aircraft and stuff or tanks, and like they got some of the guys that do like a really good job. They get an audience, man. They got like a lot of people watching them. Kind of crazy. They definitely got the viewership. At least like the top guys. You know, that would be cool. Figures like these, but horror characters, like fighting Jason, and you have to paint them. That would be kind of cool, yeah. Well, actually, like, I really like miniature models because of that. Like, you can have an army, and it doesn't take the entire house. You know, it doesn't take up the entire house kind of thing. That's why I kind of like the, you know, you have this miniature character that has a lot of detail, but you can put like six of these on your computer, and your whole house. Because if you do like some people collect toys, you know, like action figures, and it's like, yeah, but you like that's gonna take up a lot of room like very quickly, you know. You can contain your madness in just one room with Warhammer, you know. Just because of the size of things. First Transit, welcome. Good afternoon, my guy. How's it going? How's it going? Doing a little painting today. Doing it a little painting of little green monsters. Oh, the Kroot. The Kroot. Damn. Possible to move my head. Good, my guy. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. Are you gonna be doing a little streaming later today? I'll pop in if you're gonna do a little streaming. Yeah, it's hard to move my head without hitting the camera. Like, not enough space here. Imagine Evil Dead Army of Darkness. Skeleton Army Deadites. Yes. And zombies would be fun. Right? It has zombies in there. Augustus says, yo, good afternoon. What's going on, Augustus? What is going on? Man, that mold line is crazy on that bone. I'm gonna have to do something about that. That mold line is out of control. I'm streaming now, streaming Legacy of Kain Trophy Hunt. Okay. Gotcha. I can probably get you tabbed up. I can probably go on Twitch and just have you tabbed. How do I stop that? Hold on. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna turn your thing on. And I'm gonna keep you tabbed so you get that viewership. There you go. Okay, my guy, appreciate you. Always nice. Augusta says, I met a Brazilian on Twitch who designs and prints these figures. Oh, very cool, very cool. Yeah, it would be cool to make my own models and stuff. I did think about doing that. Like, just do Blender and 3D print my own models and paint them and stuff. That seems like a cool thing to do. Seems like that would be cute, yeah. Cute. Our original Amnesty. I was thinking of doing a 3D printer too. Nice. Yeah, 3D printer would be cool. The issue is, like, I messed around with Blender and it's hard. Like, that's the thing. Is, like, to make a figure that is, like, compelling and 3D print it. Actually, let me get in here. Wasn't I gonna remove a mold line a second ago? Then I forgot. There's a little bit of a mold line. But for some reason on this bone, there's like this huge mold line. Or seam line, or whatever they call it nowadays. Yeah. I'm gonna break something here. Man, that is on there. Let me see if I can get a sharper blade or something. I don't want to, like, cut myself here, but... Sorry guys, I'm super hyper focused right now, trying to cut these mold lines off. What? Maybe we could do halvesies on one. We probably could, you know, if I ended up buying a printer, I'd end up doing the resin, like the thing that, like, has resin at the bottom and it, like, 3D prints, like in the synths in the movies, like you just kind of, like, the thing emerges out of the bottom. I forget what it's called. It's like a 3D printer, but it's like resin whatever, and you gotta have, like, open space on it. You gotta have, like, open space, and it's a whole thing. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of this mold line too. You see that? You see how gross that is right there? You see how gross that is? I'm trying to get, like, that's a big mold line. I'm like, damn, how did I not see you? I guess it is at the bottom of the rifle, but I'm just gonna repaint it. I'm gonna even that out. See, and the only way to, like, even that out is, like, brutally just using the blade here. Disgusting. Gotta Bartezel that mold line though. Gotta brutalize that mold line. Yeah, sometimes they're just a little too much. Like I have like primer, so I can fix everything. It's just that like the problem is like once you get paint on there, you get primer and paint, and you like get rid of a mold line. Now it's gonna take 4 times as long to fix it, because now you have to do a lot of cleanup and you have to do a lot of like careful repainting to get things back on track. It becomes just way more difficult. But if you want like a professional looking kind of paint job, that's just what it's gonna take. And it's like I just can't leave a mold line that's like that's like that extreme. Like a little too much. I mean, those like realistically, like if you put this on a table, like a tabletop, and you're looking at this at like from however many feet away, you're not gonna see any of this stuff. But it's like, you know. Augusta says, I know I'm giving out opinion of someone who doesn't know anything. Well, I'm glad you know that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm glad you but 3D design program is very interesting. It sculpts everything in seconds. Sculpts everything in seconds. Are you talking about like AI? Because I've used Blender, it doesn't take seconds at all. It takes days and days. Julio says, I actually owned one once. Then my house got flooded, and it is one of the casualties. Sorry, just explaining that people can easily go traditional and do digital easily if they are tax heavy. Julio says, oh no, Mr. Poros, the 3D printing itch is back. Well, see, the thing is I'm okay with not really spending money right now. Like, I don't know that I would be able to make any kind of money. Like, if I made my own figures, let's say I made my own figures, right? And I was like, yo, they're on sale. And I did the resin printing, the fancy one where it's like it looks really good. Well, I wouldn't make any money. It would take like hundreds of hours between designing a character, printing them out, and actually, you know. So it's kind of like one of those things where I need to be careful with like committing to things and saying I'm gonna do it, because I don't know that there's money at the other end of it. I just don't know. I mean, it would be cool, because the thing is, if you can design a figure and paint it on stream, let's say you have a big audience, you could in theory like sell that, right? You could in theory like sell that, and now you got people that are interested in buying the thing you just painted on stream. But you know. Okay, I think that's going to be smooth. It looks like there's still a line there, but I think once the paint goes over that, that's going to cover it up, maybe. I'm hoping that that's enough, that paint will cover that up. When you guys see prices online for like how much it costs to buy a painted set of something, like this is not let me go get my primer. I gotta go get primer really quick. But once you see how long it takes, if you do it for real at a same standard, like, you understand why it costs so much money to buy these things like painted. Or order one. Ugh. Okay. Augusta says, for example, with just a few clicks, he can sculpt part of of the figure. The program has so many features. If it were with clay, it would take hours. He makes the face in minutes. Art is complicated. It's possible to make money with anything, but you have to have brilliant ideas. What about that guy you told me about that didn't have brilliant ideas? He had like super dumb ideas and he still made money. What was that guy? Remember you were telling me? Japochi, welcome, man. Japoch, how's it going? I hope you're doing well in your country. Hope you're doing hope you're doing well over there. You know what I mean? I hope you're not getting hell dived over there too often. Okay, so this is actually what I'm putting on now is not black, it's actually primer. Which you really don't have to do right here. Like, no one's ever gonna touch this spot or know about this, but I'm gonna do primer. I'm gonna cover the places I've rebuilt with primer in order to... Why is this paint so weird right now? It's like kind of goopy in places. It's like goopy, but it won't go on the plastic model. It's like a weird combo of, it's like gooey goopy, but it's not going on there. It's like, I hate this right now. Hell diving, as of now, hell diving, are you guys really okay. Alright, man, well, stay low to the ground, or whatever they say, you know. This is why we were idea farming last night. Right, oh yeah. Whisper. Some people are using AI to make 3D models from an illustration. No, some people are doing that, yeah. That would definitely simplify things for that person. But I don't know, guys. Was I supposed to like shake it or something? Why is this paint acting so weird? Well, we'll let that dry and see how that kind of we'll let that dry and see how that kind of plays out for us. Why he got no shorts though? Japochi, they're croots. They don't need shorts. They're like, you know, they're reptiles or something. 1-up tend to be expensive if they knew they can only use one copy of it, but for several copies it becomes a money spinner to lower down the price, gets more buyers than print in bulk. And it's funny because a lot of people criticize and insult him, but he's already earned about $3 million from this whole thing. Nice. He can also have his studio printing while he is surfing or working. In other words, he found his niche. Yeah, sounds like he's winning, guys. Sounds like we got a winner. Yeah, it would be depressed. I know they got 3D modeling now where that you can like 3D print a model that already has like the color in it. And I just feel like it just sucks because like every cool thing that a human can do that is like skill related and meaningful is like becoming. I just hope like all of these things don't become obsolete, you know. Only snakes can't wear shorts. Well, they could wear them, but maybe they're not very self-conscious. I don't know. They got their own society and they believe in what they believe in, you know? It's done, Yuri. Now the supply is gigantic and demand is even lower. It's done, Yuri. The supply is gigantic and demand is even lower. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. Like for painting miniature models, or? I know people make money doing it. AI has yeah, but what are you what thing are you referring to? Okay, I got the bone stuff done. You said you wish you wouldn't want to see the increase in production diminish interest. You don't want to see the increase in production diminish interest. Euroblob says, "Crew, sup, Euroblob." Love some featherless burb cannibals? Right. Or I guess the thing on their heads is quills. I'm not really sure if they're quills, or what they are. Yeah, but they're probably quills. I wouldn't want to touch them. They look sharp, so. The poacher says, hopefully Project Hail Mary comes out digitally so we could watch. Project Hail Mary? Is that the Ryan Gosling one where he's an astronaut? I feel like I've seen so many, like, I don't know, I guess it's his turn to be an astronaut. I don't know if I've ever seen him in an astronaut movie. I think he feels a little bit left behind because like everyone else has done like some sort of an astronaut, like, so I guess that makes sense that he would want to be. In short, it was super interesting to see a Brazilian surfer living on an island, producing a 16-inch predator figure. Perfect, beautiful, the kind of thing that 20 years ago would have been a luxury item made by a corporation. So does he have rights to sell that? Like, did he buy the rights to sell the predator, thing? Because that, normally that would be highly illegal. To use a famous IP. I don't think so. Jibochi says, I just saw a talking rock alien. On, like, Instagram, or...? Ugh. Big sneeze. Big sneeze. Ugh. I'm gonna try and paint this kind of lanyard thing that's like wrapped around the rifle, but I kind of want to try and do dry brushing, like, but I'm gonna try and do it with a tiny brush, which I know isn't how you do it, but I'm gonna go grab like a brush that isn't big, cut it to make it like, you know, the kind like to. But we'll see if it works. I think I might fail, but who cares? I can always like repaint on top of it and fix it. But like on these kind of details, like a little dry brushing would go like really make that look real sharp. But let me go see what I got here. So I got some paint on my nails, where I do the testing on my nail to see how thin the paint is. Let me take a look at what I got. I might have to do a little bit of cutting, and I want to attempt to do sort of dry brushing on that. Sort of, if that kind of like makes sense, even though that's not how you do it. But you usually do it in the beginning. But maybe I don't even need to cut it. I don't know. I got this brush right here, which is like a really thick one relative to what I was just using. And maybe if I'm gonna take this, my bone white, and just not do. Get it in there, and then where's my paper towels? Let me see. Let me go get a paper towel. I need that. Alrighty. I don't know if this will work or not. I haven't done dry brushing like forever. Mix this up really quick. But if it works, it's going to be awesome. And I think bone white actually you can kind of get it on a lot of places, and it won't like ruin it, because it's kind of like I don't know. I feel like it's a color that is like very neutral, and you can you can cover it up. Oh, that felt like it's still like really wet there. Damn. That sucks. It needs to be like the paint needs to be kind of like not wet. It needs to be kind of like more towards like overly dry. There doesn't need to be a lot of it. So like that with no water, you get the old brush in there, good and wet, good and it's like kind of like this thick paint, and you like go like this in the paper towel. It's always risky, right? Because like I don't know if I'm gonna pull it off, because I'm using it on my fingernail right now, and it looks it doesn't look like it's gonna work. I'm not confident at all. Damn. Yeah, I don't feel it's like I'm not feeling it. God, I can't tell if I'm crazy or did like no paint get on there at all. Let me. Maybe it needs a little bit more moisture. I don't know. Maybe I went too far with the no moisture. Damn. Man, it goes on there so I don't know. That does not. Well, it doesn't look terrible, but definitely the paint consistency is kind of like what robbed me there. Okay, I can. Well, this is kind of where we ended up here. With that kind of wrap. You see what I was going for, though. You can kind of see what I was going for. Like, it kind of, like, from this angle, it kind of almost looks like... You can kind of almost imagine what I was trying to do there. So I can fix that, but, Took me 15 years to learn the basics of how acrylic paint works. What do you think? Don't you like color? Do I like color? Yeah, I like color. The other thing that I think was wrong was I think this needs to be cut. It needs to have like a stub that's like a little bit different. Like the most dry brushing brushes aren't. They're not sort of like this. Let me go get a pair of scissors. See if I can do a little adjustment. Never mind. That did not work. We'll just kind of cutting it didn't work. I should have grabbed the small scissors. I grabbed the big scissors. The scissors I grabbed was big, and it like moved all the bristles out of the way, and cut some of them, but moved the other ones. So I was like, I just used it. Never mind. I might as well just throw that out. Let's see. Is that so blurry? There we go. I asked because you were criticizing that specific color you're using now. I wasn't. No, I like bone white. Uh, I like bone white. It's just the way it got on there wasn't the way I wanted it to go on there. I wasn't. I think when I was criticizing is what I think you're referring to when I was talking about the way I had applied it on there is what I didn't like. The color itself is. I think bone white is like very good because it's like kind of a warmer white. I like it. I like it on stuff. I like to get it on stuff. But anyway, my little dry brushing idea didn't really work out there. I do want to lighten up this green though. I think he's way too like vibrant. He's like Turtle Ninja times 10, like a little bit. Kind of downplay that a little bit, but one thing I discovered is if you guys get like these kind of bottles right here that hold the paint, but I like what's like these metal tubes, and like I'll put water and like black paint in there to have like ready watered down white and black paint ready to go. Sometimes when the paint dries inside of there, what you can do is go to your sink and get a lighter. And for some reason, putting a lighter to the nozzle, the metal part, like clears it in like half a second, and it like builds up pressure and like clears it, burns away the paint. I guess it's very wild, but yeah, I discovered that trick one day when I was just bored and needed to clear a nozzle. Get yourself a lighter. One thing I've always wanted to ask people who use acrylic paint is how come the paint doesn't dry on the brush? I mean, it will eventually, right? There's just more liquid there, I guess, but it'll definitely dry on the brush eventually, you know? You know, I'm also like, see, now I'm using black because it was like, I got pure bone white on there, so I'm using black, like a faded black, like a translucent black, to kind of push back on that and kind of have a what looks like a little bit of a gradient there to kind of create that more of a professional looking look to it. But it seems like the paint that dries in less than 2 minutes, bro. It on the model, it dries very, very, if you get, yeah, it dries, I mean, it depends, but yeah, I mean, it dries like instantaneously. But on the brush, it just, you know, it's just, I don't know, it's just the follicles holding the moisture in, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, it dries very, very quickly. Looking so much better than I did before on this blade here. It looks so messy. I had to retouch that, and it looks a lot smoother. The fake sort of shadowy parts on the blade there looks so much better now that I retouched that. I had to go back and just a little bit of effort like really made it look, because it kind of looks, sometimes if you're not careful, it looks kind of dirty. Like you can kind of see it here too. Like right here, you see how there's like a little blotch of paint that dried unevenly, and it looks like there's a, like, you know how when a puddle kind of on your countertop kind of dries and you get that little bit of a puddly look. But it's not doesn't look that bad from where I'm sitting. It's just the camera also tends to, for some reason, cameras like to really emphasize like little flaws. Unlike, like, your eye forgives it, but like you look at it through the camera and it's like, bam, whatever little thing you forgot to do, it's just like, it just really puts emphasis on it visually. So when you see those models on Instagram where they look really good, that's because they're I don't know if they just realize something about photography that I don't know, or what the trick is, but like it just seems like for a model to look really good on the photograph, it has to be like double that good in real life, because it's that hard to do that. The camera just loves to add, like the same way the camera adds 10 pounds or whatever they say, whatever the lore is for camera pound adage. It's like that for mini models, where it just makes all your paint look like shit. Like immediately, just instantly, every little flaw just comes right out. Man, I didn't even see that. Like anywhere you get a little streaky, it'll show up like as if like there's a spotlight on it. This crew is starting. At least this rifle is starting to look really legit. I'm not gonna lie. This rifle is starting to look pretty good. I might add some bone white at the bottom of this like little thing here, just to kind of give it that little bit of extra. This guy cared. Julio says there's a product called Liquitex Flow Aid that improves the flow, somewhat lengthens the drying time of acrylics. You know, I've tried a couple things. I'm sure that things differ between brands and stuff. I know some people swear by some brands. I just kind of have a mix mash of things, which is maybe sometimes why things are like, why did things get so goofy all of a sudden, you know? Maybe that is why, is because I kind of use a mixed match of stuff, and you know, I don't know. I'm sure I could probably find something out there. I tried. There's this stuff that a buddy gave me. It's like this. It's acrylic paint pigment without paint, if that makes sense. It's just like liquid and whatever the goop is that holds it together, but there's no pigment in it. All right. So what it does is it gives you more of that goop and less paint, if you know. And so whatever you would use that for, so you can. There's all kinds of. I don't know. I just kind of water it down with anymore. I've went down all these roads, and anymore I just use water for everything, and I just kind of, you know. I find that if you spend enough time refining things, you can generally you can get it to a point where it'll look kind of what you envisioned. There's a typhoon hitting where? Have you seen people spraying alcohol on acrylic? No. Like vodka or what the? I would just spray vodka on acrylic. On the acrylic medium. First transit said I had to reset my system. Yeah, I'll tab back. Let me see where you at here. There we go. Oh man, you got the 400 followers. Nice, man. Good job. All right. Cool. Yeah, I got you tabbed. The acrylic medium. There's a typhoon hitting here. Oh, in Brazil? Stay low to the ground. Or I'm not really sure if typhoons are the same as bombs, but are you a good swimmer? You know what I mean? Are you a good swimmer? There is a acrylic thinner to thin down paints, but spraying it directly, I'm not sure if people are doing that. Doesn't alcohol strip paint though? Like, guys, am I crazy? Am I crazy right now? Doesn't alcohol strip paint though? Or I guess if you mix them, does it make it like even stronger because it's like drunk paint? It's got like liquid courage in it. From what I've seen, the goal is to melt the acrylic and create random liquid patterns. I think it would be cool for alien skin. Maybe I should have. Maybe that'll be a good excuse to go. What are they using? Just like that? Like, are you talking about rubbing alcohol, or are they using like vodka? Mr. Foro's the one you were saying earlier, the colorless liquid that is acrylic medium. Yes, yes, sir. Yep. Yes, sir. That is what that is. I think it's regular alcohol. It must be isopropyl alcohol. They spray alcohol with spray bottle. Oh. Nice. Well, whatever. Hey, man, whatever works. Maybe one day I'll give that a try too, but don't hold your breath. Let me go get more of my these I forgot how awesome these are. Like these bottle caps for water bottles. They work so much better than these gigantic like petri dish things I got somewhere. They just take up so much space you can't work with them. Let me go get some more bottled water thing after I get a gulp of this good coffee. Wow, that is disgusting. That's been sitting there for a while. Icarus1 says hello. Hey, Icarus. Icarus. I don't think it's regular alcohol, but Alrighty. What was I just talking about? Oh yeah. I wanted to use white. Loving the music? Oh, thank you. I clicked on it myself. I know I've said that joke 1,000 times before, but I did. I need to go get more white acrylic paint. To get more of this magic. Alright, just a little bit will do. And then I think... Well, I think what I'm gonna do with it is add a little of this watered down black. Oh. Paint doesn't want to come up. Oh, there it goes. See, it was playing games with me. Like it wouldn't come out, so I pushed it a little bit and then too much came out kind of a little bit. Let me do... See, that's not enough black. I need to do a little bit more. Because I'm trying to... The rifle itself is... The rifle butt stock is black, right? Or at least that's in my version it is. And so I'm going to do... So I need to go from like almost black to like... And then go back to white, right? But it needs... But so to get that... See, that's the thing about paints is like, how do you... A lot of times I don't get how people get these like really good gradients going. Okay, this paint is starting to dry up, so I'll show you guys my trick here in a second. I'll show you guys my tricky trick that I learned about these nozzles clogging up. You don't. I used to grab like a needle or like something, right, or a wire. I'll show you like a much better trick. Don't tell anyone. Did all the kids leave? We're about to do shim. Alright, so this is what you do. You go... You'll hear it cook. You'll hear it cook a little bit, and it'll actually, like, you'll hear it, like, kind of... You'll hear it, like, actually, kind of, like... Yeah, it broke through. It's coming out a little bit more smoothly now. I probably... Let me do that a little bit more here. I know that seems crazy to do that, like that would break the break the paint, but it totally does. Alright. But that nozzle is good now. I should probably like clean it up from the outside. Let me get a paper towel really quick. Bam. Good as new. Good as new. I think, well, so I got a piece of paper towel in there. I just don't want to burn myself. This must have been a nozzle that I was like torturing before. This must have been the nozzle that I was trying to break loose before, because it's already like crimped at the top. Like somebody had already been effing with it. And that looks like it looks like my work. It looks honestly, it looks like something I would do. Is like try to cut off the tip of this to like see if that'll break through the blockage. Fire magic on paints. Definitely need to test acrylic. Yeah. What I usually hear is the washes, the ink thinned down with alcohol, is painted on to get into the crevices, wiped down to give a somewhat dirty look, as opposed to a clinical look that looks up that flat colors me. It's pouring rain here. I'll be right back. Nice, man. Yeah, we're in that time of year here that we get like crazy amounts of rain this time of year. It's been raining, well, not today, but the previous days it's been raining like a lot and all day. Like it's just perpetual darkness outside. And our European friends know all about it just not having sunlight for months. Do you need a needle to do you need a needle? No, that's the thing, is you don't. That's what I thought you needed, but apparently you just need a lighter. It like cooks it and creates pressure, and it like blows everything out. It's just the weirdest trick ever. Just the weirdest trick ever. Using a lighter to clear clogs. Alrighty, let's do this. Oh, good. Okay, I got a little paint in there. I like how dark this first layer is, right? Like it's barely like highlighted, but then like what I'm gonna do is go up in the contrast and then get a thinner line, right? To kind of create that like pop. To create that visual distinction. Right there. Ooh, man, that's gonna look good, bro. Alright, so... Alright, I'm gonna do... now I'm gonna do... Actually, let me hit this right here, too. Now I'm gonna add white to this gray, and then basically slowly go up to like pure white and create that highlight for the stock of the rifle. Johnny665 says, "Hey there, brother, welcome, brethren. How is it going, Johnny? Stay indoors, my dudes. Yes, Augustus, please stay safe. I know you said there's a typhoon coming, so if you wanna... How good of a swimmer you are, but I'm not. I don't even know if typhoon necessarily means you'll have to swim here in a second, but... This might be a little too bright, but this might be a little bit of an unsmooth transition. But actually, you know what? Let me be patient and add like 2 drops of water, and that'll thin that out just a little bit. Where is Typhoon? Apparently Brazil. We got a Brazilian watcher. We got a Brazilian enjoyer of the stream, and he's apparently gonna... He's about to play... I'm trying to think of a game equivalent, but in real life. Like, what game do you have natural disasters where you have to survive? He's about to play like a survival game, but IRL. Fuck. Sorry. Subnautica. Bro. Too real, yeah. Subnautica. Have you played that game, Sons of the Forest or something like he's about to play Sons of the Forest, but in real life? Whatever happened to that game? I was actually kind of looking. I was actually gonna buy Sons of the Forest, and then it just kind of just disappeared off into the ether. Damn, dude, that's looking tight. That's starting to look tight. Man, now I'm gonna have to see, and that's what I mean is like the further I go into this, like when you paint, you discover these new things, and now it's like I'm gonna have to go back and do every rifle like that. Cause like that's looking real tight. That little bit of like emphasis on that rifle right there, on that, like bam, that's looking real sharp. I know I'm spending a lot of time just on the rifle, but it is kind of the thing, right? Okay. Man, that rifle is looking good. I'm really glad I went through with my idea of the, like... The rest of them still needs a lot of work. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna hit up that shoulder pad first, though. I think I'm gonna hit up that shoulder pad first. Noise, the gun's looking really good. Bro, the gun is looking real good. Like, that stock, the butt of the stock and everything. Like, especially like when you look at it in real, like when you see it in real life, you're gonna be like, bro, it's got so much. It got so much better after that little bit of paint on there, that little gradient kind of on the black part. I think I might hit up the shoulder pad. I'm doing a mix of armor. Some of it is like pitch black with like white highlights, and some of it is leather brown. Mix. I think like I already have like a couple black ones. I'm gonna do another leather brown one. Can you show an unpainted Kroot for comparison? Well, a completely unpainted... I don't think I have any unpainted Kroots that are just primer. I have Kroots that have primer and some paint. Let me go look. Let me go look at what I have. I don't think so. Looks blue-pink. You look blue-pink. Harris. Is that gray on the rifle or blue? There's no blue on the rifle. There's no blue. It's just the camera. It's your mind. You're imagining things. Here's a less painted one. Oh wait, this one still has like some rifle parts that were painted. Hold on, I want to show you like the one that doesn't have any rifle parts that are painted with the black. This is a very similar model right here. See like how that looks golden right there? See how that looks like golden? That rifle looks almost like whatever the color. You see that? And this one looks silver. That's just the camera and stuff. Misery says lol. Oh, it's metallurgy. Yeah, it's I don't know like why that is that the reflection of the green? I don't know why the camera is doing that. But if you put it over here, it looks like a cold blue tint or whatever. And here it looks. You know, but this is what the rifle that doesn't have all the fancies on it yet. I mean, it's like half painted, right? So it just got the basic kind of paint thrown on there. But this is like a very similar mod. I think this is why a lot of people don't like army painting, is because you're like, man, I did a really good job on that model. Then you pick up another one and it looks just like, you know what I mean? Because you're gonna have some models that just repeat, even though like his face is open, his mouth is open, right? There are some slight differences, but it's basically like a same model. Not all of them are same, I'm saying, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's a lot easier to put a lot of effort into something where you're like, if you know that's going to be a one-off, but when you're painting similar creatures, it's like, man, like, it's hard to stay, like, motivated. Maybe use those lights to paint the minis. Plenty of color. I'm not sure what you're, like, use the lights to paint the minis. Pure silver. Yeah, pure silver. That's how I got like to like this gunmetal, is I just did pure silver and then I like did a translucent black to kind of do the shadowings like where they would be maybe on the metal. The one thing I also want to do is like this black cape. I'm gonna do white at the tips and gradient towards top, gradient it out towards top. But I think right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on his forehead. Like start painting his, like doing highlights for his skin and kind of emphasizing that. That's gonna be the next step. 25 years in painting models here. I meant for the camera distortions to paint extra. I meant from the camera distortions to paint extra models. I meant from the camera distortions to paint extra colors. It's going over my head. I definitely don't have 25 years of experience. Anyway. Yeah, I guess I just I'm like too dumb to I just don't get it. But I'm just too dumb. It was almost as bad as the rain you have over there in the Philippines. Oh, we're talking to Jipochi or Coolio, yeah. We'll be experiencing the same here in 3 to 4 months or so. But now summer heat is roasting us. Oh, you guys are getting laser beamed, yeah. Never mind, you're doing fine. Yeah, I had someone like when I first started streaming, I streamed on YouTube and I did have like some people pop in that were like very experienced, and the advice they gave me was like non-applicable. Like I couldn't understand what they were saying in terms of like what to actually do, if that makes sense. So I just don't even like listen to people anymore because I don't understand like what they're saying, like how to transfer what they're saying out of their mouth into like applicable action that is useful. And so I just bow out and I just say I'm sorry. I just don't. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, right now I'm just gonna paint this flat leather, and then I'm gonna work on the. I'm just gonna paint his. Seriously, I've never seen anything like it. The world is yellow and orange. I've never seen a world this color. The camera can't see it. Interesting. Is that an orange, pink salmon sky? Salmon sky. Okay. That was a little too watered down. But one thing I like is that as you go through, I'm sure by the time I get to the end of this project, my skill would have had evolved enough to where the first couple models I'll have to redo, right? Thanks for streaming this. I need a camera. I don't paint as detailed as you do. Maybe stream paint co-op could be a thing. Co-op could be a thing. Sure, yeah. I mean, that's not impossible. I think that's possible to set up. People love to paint. They do. Well, I do. I really do enjoy it. I think with Warhammer though, it is easy like to get overwhelmed. Sometimes you get a project and you start to like realize what it's actually going to take to like from putting it together with glue to finished and on the table with varnish and the base done and like all this other stuff. It really is like it can be a little bit on the daunting side sometimes. Misery says hi, Slip. Hey, hey, Misery. We appreciate your company. Hi, yeah, how's it going? I feel like if I paint it, I could definitely make a little bit of extra side income with painting models. You know what I mean? Like if I did it on a like, let's say I got like a little bit better than this, I could probably make a little bit of money doing it. But that's the other issue is that it's a very time consuming hobby, right? That's the other issue with it. Is it's not like a I don't know. I guess everything's kind of like that if you start to get into it. Oh, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay. It's a niche if you want to sell painted. It's a niche. Is it really? Like, you think it's hard? I mean, I don't know. I guess you're probably right? I don't know. I would have thought, like, with how many people don't paint their models, that it would be like... Because people love to buy their models, right? People have stacks and stacks and stacks of models that they'll never paint. But painting them is a different story, and I would have always thought that it would be kind of the opposite. It's not hard. What are you doing, like eBay or something? Like, what's ideas to build your own idea to build your own style? Join a local gaming club? I require more bottle caps. I require more bottle caps. It's chill at local gaming club. Idea is not to get competitive. It's chill at local gaming. Idea is not to get competitive. You mean like at gaming or like making money off of them? Hey, Eos, come here. Let's say hi to the dog. Eos, come here. Oh, you're good boy. Oh, you're good boy. He wants to leave. That's fine. I'm not gonna force you to stay. Where's what was I doing? Oh yeah, leather brown and white. Yaroslav, Korj. What's going on, Yaroslav? Haven't seen you here for a while. What's going on? Hope all is well. For a moment, I thought you were playing in a Gada da Vida by Iron Butterfly. Oh no, no, my friend, I was not. Aries, no. Hey, Aries, no, stop, please. For a moment, I thought you were playing. Wait. Check my link. Check your link. Give me a second here. Second here. Kind of got paint here. It's drying up kind of quick. Okay, that's way too dry. Okay. More what? More water? Water. Okay. The background music sounds a little similar. Oh, yeah. Karis, are you Wait, I don't see a link. Karis, I don't see a. Do you have a link, or I don't? Are you on our Discord, or? I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I didn't see a link on YouTube, but it might automatically block it. I don't remember how it's set up, but. I thought that looks awesome. Nice work. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you, Korsh. It's up. Karis, I don't see a I don't see a link, bud. I just don't see a link. Are you doing? Did you print before as well? Did you print before as well? No, I never did printing. I also wanted to print something just for fun. Can you see the link, Yaroslav? No. Are you do? No, he can't see it. No, we can't see the link. Who's your good boy? Who's your good boy? Oh, you're good boy. Oh, I know. Who's your good boy? You're gonna be back on regular programming? No, not really, because like I said, the streaming thing is just there's no for me at least. I haven't been able to grow it so it's just more. This is just more of a thing that I'll do for funsies and stuff like that. But no, there's not gonna be back to like regular programming because it's just I haven't found a way to make money at it. So this is just more me. Like I'm only doing this because more of like it's like a commission. So. Like, I'll still keep streaming, it's just going to be, like, super low priority, if that makes sense. Maybe Stabilo will sponsor me? I don't know what that is. Oh, that one company I don't like or whatever? That one pencil we kept complaining about? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm... I don't think I'm... like, professional enough, honestly, to get sponsored either. You kind of have to be in that kind of, like, sweet spot of, like, personal... you know, it's a whole thing. There's no sponsoring, brother. I still love the camera distortions that make all color almost fluorescent. No, I'm sure there's painters that are sponsored that they get things sent to them, right? Sure, there's like some people making money that way. I think it's better without sponsors. Yeah, but you're not being sponsored. like if you're if you're in it to make money, right? Like if you want it to be a thing where you like make money, you need sponsors to pay for stuff. Like at some point, right? Like I get what you mean, like the purity of it and stuff, but I'm like, if you've been in the game for a while, you probably, it's like that's where a lot of artists make their money too. Is like they'll get into a deal with whatever company, and they get a lot of money to promote a certain product. But like even with art, to be able to sell, to be able to, that like a little highlight there kind of really brought out that leather. But to make money, like, what was I talking about? Sorry, I forgot. For what stuff? How many figures you have left to paint? Or did you buy this? No, this is for a friend. I'm doing a commission. There's a shitload. Oh, sorry, there's a lot. I know. Like for those who are like not excited about the painting, there's a lot. There's quite a bit to go. So. Honestly, painting models is a nice break from drawing because it was like getting a little bit tired of that. I'm kind of really enjoying painting right now. I'm really enjoying it. Something about it is like very zen. I tried to make a post on my work on Reddit, but it keeps blocking all my attempts. My account is relatively new. Do you need to build up? Yeah, so the karma thing isn't too difficult. You just need basically like if you get likes anywhere that builds up karma. Actually, like this guy's looking pretty. Like I would say that shoulder piece like is almost looking like pretty. Like I would say like pretty close to good. Like except for like maybe the bottom. Still need to touch some things up, but like that shoulder pad, like it's highlighted at the top. We got like a little bit of a distort, like we got a little bit of a thing on the edges, like leather armor that's been sort of beat up. Overall, I'm like liking where this is going. The rifle's looking pretty good. The rifle's looking good. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with where things are going with this guy. Let's see what else have we got. Have you had a chance to do any of stealth suits? No. Shoulder piece is looking, isn't it? It's looking bordering on like pro. Like it's bordering, not really, but like it's kind of like you can kind of see you can see the gradients at the edges, highlights at the top, the beat up at the edges. It's like it's starting to like really pop a little bit. It's starting to get to the point where it's like, man, that's looking pretty sharp. And that's in the camera. Like in real life, it looks honestly like real life. Like I was just looking at one of the figures I just finished the other day. Or like almost, it's like, and I like first glance I looked at it and I'm like, looking pretty good. He kind of has predator fit though. He's got predator fit. I mean these are the Croots. I mean that's just what they're like, But are they like the Predator? I'm not sure. My dog just farted. That's disgusting. We got beach sunsets like that. It's beautiful, but it's really weird. Everything is shimmering yellow. It's not, like, his hairstyle is like a predator too. Oh, yeah, he has but these are quills. The predator has like kind of like hair, right? Like they're actual like hair. Even his cowl. I have to push back. I disagree, but I think also for some reason their renders look very blurry, both in 4K and 1920. Reddit. Oh, sorry, the karma. Yes, you need to. If you're on Reddit, you need to build up karma. You need to find somewhere where you'll get. You need to find somewhere where you'll get allowed to post. And that's how you build up likes. Because they don't want people to come in. Well, they're preventing people from just making new accounts and spamming their accounts. So the karma thing is just like I know it's annoying, but I built up mine relatively fast, and then honestly I kind of stopped partaking in it shortly thereafter because I don't know. Red is alright, I guess. Nothing really wrong with it, but guys. I am at 2 hours 43 minutes. I gotta skedaddle just because I got other stuff going on. Today, but I'll be back tomorrow. But I had a lot of fun streaming this. Like I said, I'm like in a mood to like paint stream, and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm gonna keep the streams a little shorter and stuff like that. Just got like a lot going on in the background, and anyway, gotcha. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, thank you, Coolio. Thank you, Japochi. Thank you, everyone. Like I said, this is kind of a big. This is a big. It's like a 30 unit army. I don't know, something like that. It's like a 30 something. Take care always. All right, guys. Rating out. I can rate out. So let's do a rate out. Songs of Ysera? Did we just raid that guy? I can't remember.
And my mind tells me not to stream.
Alright, we'll do raid, and I'm gonna say raiding and running. Alright, one sec, let me do raid. As soon as we're ready, I'm gonna raid.
And give that back.
Alright.
Again,
Raid.
timing works when it's right. Yeah, absolutely. AFK for just a second.